Get ready to be amazed. From bizarre history to incredible science, these random facts will blow your mind. Stay tuned as we uncover surprising truths about the world you never expected. Fear really is contagious. Speaking of your body controlling your emotions, did you know fear can actually spread from person to person, just like a cold? We might not sniff out emotions as easily as animals do, but humans definitely have a nose for feelings. It's not that we can smell emotions themselves, but we can pick up on the chemical signals that go with them. In one fascinating study, researchers placed a bunch of men in movie theaters. One group had to watch a horror movie, while the other half watched something totally gross. They then asked women, because they're naturally more responsive to sense signals from men, to sniff the sweat left behind. Depending on which group scent they inhaled, they reacted with fear or disgust, nailing it every time. A short and curly history on pubic wigs. Pubic wigs, or merkins, have been around since the 1400s. Back then, women wore them to protect themselves from lice. Fast forward to the Victorian era, and prostitutes were using them to hide signs of venereal diseases. And believe it or not, merkins are still around today, even in Hollywood, where they're used to cover up actors during nude scenes. And they're more popular than ever. At the 2024 Maison Margiela Haute Couture Show in Paris, John Galliano's collection featured models in sheer lace and tulle dresses, all sporting merkins underneath. These merkins, made from real human hair intricately embroidered onto silk tulle, give the illusion of exposed pubic hair. Drastic? Maybe. Fashionable? You be the judge. Even 2-ply is enough. This might be the one fact you'll hate me for forever, but here goes. Fecal matter can actually get through 10 layers of toilet paper. So next time you're wondering about that yearly summer outbreak of the stomach flu, remember, 2-ply doesn't even cut it. And seriously, don't forget to wash your hands. The heroic cats. Cats usually get a bad rap for being self-centered, but they can be just as heroic as dogs. In 2012, a cat that was just adopted from a shelter saved its new owner's life during a diabetic seizure. The cat nudged and bit the woman until she woke up and then went to get her son for help. In 2008, an even more amazing story happened in Argentina. A 1-year-old boy who had been lost was found being cared for by feral cats. The cats kept him warm, fed him, and even protected him from police when they arrived. Mirrors cause hallucinations. There's an old Halloween trick that's got scientists intrigued. Try this. Sit in a dark room about 3 feet away from a mirror and stare at your reflection for 10 minutes. Keep the lighting just low enough that you can still see your face. At first, you'll notice tiny distortions in your face. But as time goes on, your reflection might start to look weird, almost like a wax figure. Some people even see other faces or strange creatures staring back at them. Scientists are studying this creepy effect to understand more about our sense of self and identity. Psychologists even think that it could help people with schizophrenia by encouraging them to face their other selves. The Himalayan Viagra. Okay, this next story is not exactly about Viagra, but it's still one that shows the lengths men go to get an erection. In Nepal, people in remote areas don't exactly have pharmacies on every corner. They've heard of drugs like Viagra, but can't get their hands on it. So, instead, they found a natural solution, an incredibly rare fungus called Yarsagumba that grows on dead caterpillars. I know, someone had to try several different fungi before they realized that eating this fungus had impressive results, but to cut the story short, it became known as Himalayan Viagra. Obviously, men started foraging for Yarsagumba to make a quick buck on the side, not to mention that it probably boosted their bedroom performance, and it led to some intense rivalries. So much so that in 2011, 2 groups of foragers clashed over the prized fungus, and it turned deadly. 7 men died. An unfortunate spell check fail. Planning a wedding takes a lot of work. Venues, dresses, invitations, and a million other little details. Ask anyone who's ever been there, and they'll tell you that something always goes wrong. One couple learned this the hard way when spell check messed up their wedding itinerary. They had everything planned out, including serving hors d'oeuvres while guests waited for the wedding photos. But spell check changed hors d'oeuvres to horse ovaries. By the time the reception started, The typo had gone viral. People were sharing it online with funny captions like, "Can't wait for 3:30, what wine pairs well with horse ovaries, and no wonder they ban phones." Horse ovaries aren't for public consumption. Luckily, horse ovaries was spelled correctly. That's something, right? Your hair has a nose for smells too. Think your nose is the only part of your body that can sniff out smells? Think again. In 2018, researchers found that hair follicles actually have the same smell receptors as those in your nose. These receptors can detect odors and send signals to your brain, letting you know if a sweet donut is nearby or if the trash needs to be taken out. What's really amazing is that your hair follicles have a particular fondness for sandalwood. A synthetic version called Sandalore has been proven to excite hair follicles, and scientists now believe it could be a game changer for the hair growth industry. In tests, this synthetic compound boosted production of keratin, the protein that keeps hair looking good, reduced the death rate of keratinocytes, the cells responsible for hair growth, and slowed down hair loss. There's an international hair freezing contest. Since we're on the topic of hair, let's talk about a truly frosty competition. In Canada's Yukon, the annual Yukon Sourdough Rendezvous Festival features a variety of winter sports. Athletes often soak in the Takini hot springs to ease their sore muscles after their events, and soon discover that when you're sitting in these hot springs, the steam from the water meets the freezing cold air, naturally turning your hair into stunning icy sculptures. The phenomenon soon led to an interesting spin-off, the International Hair Freezing Contest. Now, each February and March, people from around the globe come to compete, showcasing their creative, ice-cold hairdos. Though the frozen strands look impressive, they melt away with just one dip underwater. And the best part? No hair has ever been harmed in a contest, and bald people with wigs are welcome to join in on the fun. Just know, Merkins, please, candles can seriously harm your health. You might want to think twice before lighting up your favorite scented candle. A lot of those budget-friendly candles are made from paraffin, which is a byproduct of petroleum. When you burn them, they release a toxin called toluene that can mess with your DNA and nervous system. And it's not just the paraffin. Those sweet fragrances and colors can give off more soot, which might contain things like zinc, tin, and lead. If you're only burning candles now and then, you're probably okay. But if you're lighting them up all the time in enclosed spaces, it might be time to switch to some soothing music instead. That's it for today's mind-blowing facts. Which one surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content.